Impactful, uplifting, inspiring, moving. It's the Fresh Morning Rain, your daily inspiration with host Dr. Sunny Hatcher.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. GGIS, God's grace is sufficient. Today, I want to talk to you about the perspective in which we see others. Last night, I was out walking, getting my steps in. As I was walking, I was having a conversation with God about something I was dealing with, particularly the way that I was reacting or treating someone else. While I was dealing with my own thoughts, God hit me with something. He says, what if I looked at everyone like the child of God that they are? God reminded me that the same way He considers me His child, everyone else who I come into contact with each and every day is His child as well. Galatians 4:6-7 says, and because we are His children, God has sent the Spirit of His Son into our hearts, prompting us to call out, Abba, Father. Now you are no longer slaves, but God's own child. And since you are His child, God has made you His heir. So if I am a child of God, and God looks at the next person as a child of His, then who am I to be treating anyone different than anything other than that of a child of God? Here is where it gets good. God calls me His child even when I was doing things that was not pleasing and by all accounts unforgivable in man's eyes. But He still does not look at me as anything other than His child. If God in all my mess still looks at me, present tense, with eyes of love and still call me His child, then how can I have the audacity to look at someone else in any other way, form, or fashion? When you realize what God has done for you and how He does not throw you out because of your mess ups, your faults, your failures, the bad things that you have done and continue to do, or the good things that you have not done and continue not to do even though you know you should, then how can we treat anyone we come into contact with anything other than the same love that God continues to show us each and every day? Right now, more than anything else, people in general need to experience love and compassion even when we think they are undeserving or unforgivable. Again, I ask you the question, who are we to determine that someone that God determines as His child is undeserving or unforgivable? Luke 17:3-4 says, pay attention to yourselves. If your brother sins or commit an offense, rebuke him. And if he repents, forgive him. And if he sins against you 7 times in a day and turns to you 7 times saying, I repent, you must forgive him. Today, I leave you with this. What if God treated us like we treated the person that yelled a racial slur at us? Or how you treated your husband or your wife or your son or your daughter because you were mad at them for not doing what you wanted them to do? Come on, let's talk about the person that you had some choice words for because they were going slower in the fast lane, slower than you wanted them to, or because someone was at the grocery store and they took longer in the checkout line. And there are so many other, for instances, that I could think of, but right now, just what if God treated us the same way that we treated others? Or wouldn't forgive us when we had a bad day? Thank God for His grace and His mercy and His love is not like ours. Today, remember the person next to you is a child of God just like you. Go out of your way. Yes, I said go out of your way to make sure that you treat them as such. The same way that you treat the person standing next to you is how you are treating God. After all, He created them and called them His child the same way that He does you. Today, You have a wonderfully blessed day. And as always, it is with much agape. God bless you.